I'm going to start out here, guys. So PFF has Patrick Mahomes as the number one quarterback, and it makes sense, right? The guy's had a lot of success. But if you deep dive down into Patrick Mahomes' stats for the last 2 seasons, one being in the Super Bowl that they lost and the other being a Super Bowl that they won, Patrick Mahomes' stats aren't the best quarterback out there. I think the Chiefs' success has a lot to do with their head coach and Andy Reid. And if we're going quarterbacks, strictly quarterbacks, I'm going with Joe Burrow, baby.
Okay.
I'm going strictly Joe Burrow, as I thought he was the best quarterback last season. Of course, he had his season where he was injured, but prior to that, he was banging and slanging when he had his Super Bowl run. If I was going pure quarterback and taking a quarterback to lead my franchise tomorrow, I'm picking Joe. Is it Joe Cool? Is that
Joey.
Joe Cool Burrow.
If you're watching Mobland,
He's
the son.
Eddie.
Eddie
Harrigan.
Eddie Harrigan, Anson Boone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I thought that was Joe Burrow.
And he's a little a really good actor.
Yeah, well, he's the CanFan top quarterback.
I feel inclined to say Patrick Mahomes because of his history. I think that he's slowing down. And I'm going to have to go ahead and say Lamar Jackson. He's got an arm. He's still got his legs. And until his legs start to slow down, I gotta put him in a top 2 spot.
Only reason they didn't make it further in the postseason was because their stupid tight end dropped the easiest pass on the planet. Lamar Jackson, number 2.
I've argued with people about him being elite. I'm going to pick Josh Allen.
Pat Mahomes fallen.
Because this is who I would pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Totally.
is it.
I'm at this. If I have both of those guys, I'm going to pick Josh Allen.
Yeah, you're going to take Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes.
Taking Josh
I think
Allen.
I'm taking all 3 of those guys over Pat Mahomes. Call me crazy. I don't care. Idgaff. Now, if it's Patrick Mahomes with Andy Reid, okay, that's different. We got this elite tier 1 that PFF did. I got to go with Pat Mahomes at 4.
That's fair.
I think you could do these 4 guys. I think you could have this order any which way, and there shouldn't be a wrong answer. This is now where it gets a little bit fun compared to PFF.
The next guys on the list are Hurts, Daniels, and Stafford. This is where things get painful for me because I have to say, I saw Jalen Hurts become a quarterback last year. I got to put him at 5.
Choke that.
Let me
I can't.
let me say my piece before you
lucky that my
kill me.
shoulders stood
Please,
up right
King.
now.
He had some great passes. We always consider him less than because of how the Eagles play. I don't really know if that's fair to knock him anymore.
It's not. As Cowboys fans, I think we all have to say that. We said it during the Super Bowl. I was never sold as Jalen Hurts being a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, at least in these rankings. I don't think you can put him below Dak Prescott or below the top 5 again. He's consistently up there winning football games. He's put in their position, and as like him and Sirianni and Saquon Barkley, they have a perfect system for the perfect quarterback, and you can't knock him for that.
Okay, so you're telling me that I'm looking at this list and I'm putting together my team. I'm looking at Stafford. I'm looking at Herbert. I'm looking at Goff. I've been on record saying that I think Dak Prescott, he should have been ranked at number 8.
So you still have 2 guys ahead of him.
If I was to go
6 and 7.
If I was to go to PFF, but if I'm standing here and if it's my choice,
Sure.
I'm putting Dak Prescott at number 6. Hot take. Well,
That is a hot take. I think 6 is a bit rich.
you would take Matt Stafford over Dak Prescott. Okay.
I wouldn't take Matthew Stafford, but
You would take Justin Herbert over Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I see what you're doing
See
here.
what he's
You
doing?
would take
I see what you're doing
You would
right
take Jared
Logic.
Goff. You would take Jared Goff.
So we're talking us I see what you're saying.
And that's how you framed it at the start of this. So that's how I've been approaching this.
I do see what you're saying here. And I do agree with what you did. I wouldn't take Justin Herbert.
No.
Sure as fuck wouldn't take Jared Goff. Jaden Daniels, I might, though, take ahead of Dak Prescott just because he's in his rookie year contract.
What, is that who you want to throw up at 7?
No, I don't. I hate to say it, the Jaden Daniels thing, I think I fully feel like he's the CJ Stroud of this year. I really do. He's the Dak Prescott of 2016. You have so much expecting from that guy. I got to go with Herbert. I got to go with Justin Herbert. Just
Over Stafford.
Yeah, like if you plug and play Justin Herbert in the Cowboys offense right now, I think he has a better chance of playing 17 games than Matthew Stafford. When we're doing our quarterback rankings, I'm thinking if I'm plugging him into my team, where would I want him? And Justin Herbert, I think 7 for me. I thought Matthew Stafford for PFF at 7 was a bit high.
I don't mind Stafford and Goff in 8 or 9 or 9 and 8, like something around there.
Well, now you got WayJ at 8.
WayJ's going to get crazy. WayJ's going to take that young JD5.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. It's that year 2 plausible regression that keeps me cautioned. But if I'm looking at a franchise draft where all the players are available and this is the next group of quarterbacks, I probably want to pick up Jaden Daniels.
A guy in his rookie contract.
Rookie contract.
Totally. That's super intriguing, right? At an 8, that's worth the gamble that he might regress, but he's still a rookie. He's still in his rookie contract.
I'm going to go Matt Stafford at number 9. The whole Matt Stafford and Jared Goff switch, and then Matt Stafford goes ahead and he wins a Super Bowl, and Jared Goff hasn't won a Super Bowl. To me, at 9 or 10, I'd be picking between one of those guys. I like Jared Goff and what he does on the Lions, but if I'm like taking a quarterback, I've now seen Matt Stafford take it to the promised land. They're both kind of around the same age. I'm gonna go with the staph infection. I mean, Matt Stafford.
Yep. Our last picks, guys.
This makes this juicier then if there's only 3 spots left. And this makes sense because then we all get a pick.
Yeah,
we
you're
all
right.
get 4 picks.
We all get 4 picks. We're going to do this on each show in the next couple coming up weeks for each position group.
But number 10, I'm going Brock Purdy, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going Brock Purdy. Just signed the big extension. The guy's been a winner. Sure, he's had a lot of very good players around him. He's had all pros all around. And I don't know if our resident Ninerd fan, Nate Dogg, would agree with this, but I got to put Brock Purdy there. 10 seems like a good spot. I think he's better than Jared Goff. Jared Goff, I don't know, just does something to... I don't like Jared Goff. Off year last year, but their whole team had an off year. I think Brock Purdy bounces back, and in my mind, he's a top 10 QB.
I'm thinking, I do like Geno Smith. I think he's way too highly ranked. It's for me between Love and Mayfield.
Don't you do it?
Ad wanted Mayfield. I can tell.
I gotta say Baker, man.
Oh,
And that's to piss off Adam.
that's a piss-off pick?
It's a piss off pick.
Piss-off picks are almost the best, aren't they?
In fairness, I do want him over Love because I think that Love is in a better position perhaps in Green Bay.
Mayfield could have... guys, he threw 41 fucking touchdown passes last year.
I mean, Mayfield.
How crazy is that?
Who would I want on the Cowboys? Baker Mayfield
Totally.
over
Definitely.
Jordan Love.
And now that I'm looking at the Brock Purdy, I kind of wish I would have taken
I
Mayfield.
can't believe you.
He's got the CanFan.
Swag.
Got the swag. His story's great. Just looking at his play, and I think he would play better for the Cowboys.
So now at number 12, but would I want a younger guy like Jordan Love over Jared Goff? That's the real question.
Yeah. Do you want Love, Goff, Smith, Stroud, Murray, Lawrence?
No, not taking. I'm not taking Sunshine. I'm
Dak
not taking
at
Kyler Murray.
17. What a fucking joke. I just see that. I'm just like,
Keep
what a-
going.
Especially when you look at our list, I think.
Keep going up.
Hey.
Keep going up a little bit. I'm gonna go Jordan Love.
You don't sound very
That's
sad.
not-
Well,
convincing.
he's at number. I'm disappointed because I thought Baker Mayfield.
Wait, Jay, there's a U.
Jordan.
Oh, no, I'm wrong.
I believed you.
Jordan.
I thought there was.
Jordan Love, and I'm doing that for Pack Nation.
Did I just get Da Vinci coded? What do they call it? Nelson Mandela?
You got Nelson
Mandela.
Mandela.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did that.
Mandela infected.
Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis has a U.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis has
Okay,
a U.
that's what it is.
So I'm taking Jordan Love over Hallmark Ryan
Giving
Gosling.
the cheeseheads a little love. Honorable mention, guys. Who? It's got to be Goff.
It has to be Goff. Yeah,
We'll leave it at that. CanFan honorable mention.
Jared Goff at number 13,
It's fair.
and then 14 you would go
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. 15 Kyler Murray.
I don't know. I put CJ behind Sunshine, guys.
Really?
Is that weird?
Yeah,
Ooh, a little weird.
Okay.
it is. The only reason I say that is look. I mean, both their stats weren't great, but maybe you're onto something because CJ Stroud had a pretty good team around him last year.